Alhamdulillah, we meet again via WebEx meeting. And inshallah, today I will continue what has been discussed last week, or last Monday. Yeah, introductory to forecasting. Yeah, technology forecasting. Uh, if I'm not mistaken, this is where we stopped yesterday.
Yes, Doctor.
Okay. Alternative to forecasting. Here I just to mention what's happening in the industry now. There are a few company or a few business or a few corporates. They do not have forecast or technology forecasting in specific. So there are a few cases or a few example of not having technology forecast or technology forecasting or technological forecasting. The first one, no forecast. Many company, many business, they face the future blindfolded, meaning that they just do what they want to do without having proper forecasting. Some of them, they assume that the future is unchanged or unchanging technology or environments. Or in near future, maybe next year, or year after next, they will face almost the same situation. So what's these people, they do, they have no forecast. Okay. And there are also other peoples, they have a kind of belief that anything can happen in future. So nothing can be done to influence into the desired direction. People in the market or in the industry, they say we cannot control the environment. We cannot control what is going to happen in the future. Of course, in a certain sense, it's right. They have it's true that we cannot many variables in the future we cannot change or we cannot control. However, we can make some efforts based on forecasting to make sure that we are in a desired direction. Okay, next. There are also people normally conservative. They proud of themselves in the previous time. Conservative normally they proud with what in the previous time. So we call it glorious past. Looks to the past and ignore the future. When they talk, they always talk about their past. They have achieved this and that. They have come to certain levels in business and so on. So for them, it's not so important of the future. Yeah? And this is happened to many business especially in UK, yeah, British company. Of course, 20 or 30 years ago, they were good in performance in terms of their business, in terms of market share all over the world. They are one of the best performance or good performers. However, now, yeah, if they do not have a proper um, forecasting, technological forecasting, so there's tendency that they will out of the market. We see the experience of Nokia, for example. Yeah, during my time, especially, uh, or just a few, yeah, last 2 or 3 decades, Nokia was at the top. They dominate the Malaysian market, not only Malaysian market, but all the world in terms of mobile phone, yeah, or smartphone. Yeah. However, too much concentration on texting without having proper future forecasting in terms of pen computing or touchscreen, voice recognition technologies. So what's happened to Nokia? Beside that, at one time we know that many people use BlackBerry. That's another story. Yeah, of course they're so proud of being top, or they dominate world market at one time. Yes, what's happened to BlackBerry now? Yeah, became obsolete, out of the market, including Nokia and BlackBerry. Nokia tried to come back by reproduce uh, one of its product and try to market in Spain, but also it seemed like not good marketing, not good to market. Yeah, why they are keeping why they are reproducing their old product or technology, because they feel that that product or that technology or that uh, mobile phone is one of their best. So this is what happened to conservative. Conservative meaning that they want to conserve, they want to preserve their product or their technology, and also try to preserve their market share. However, since so many things change in the market, especially after at one time Samsung, yeah, penetrate Malaysian market, Asian market, and then now Samsung is one of uh, competitors in the world market of smartphone. And of course, iPhone is at the top, dominate the world market in terms of, because they always come, or they always come with a new function, new capability of a smartphone. Yeah, they keep on increasing the capability, yeah, the utility, or they can offer a better value to the customer. Okay, next, window blind forecasting. Technology move on a fixed track. Some people, they believe that uh, more or less like window blind. You know, window blind, we can move, yeah, from the left to the right, or from uh, bottom to the top. So they believe certain technology or technology that they own uh, always move on specific trajectory or specific uh, way or path. Yeah, trajectory is a path. Of course, in general, there always trajectory for a certain technology or specific industry, for example, in mobile phone, telecommunication, in electrical, electronic. uh, yeah, they're always in general. However, sometimes change also occur, and it's have some effect or some impact on uh, technology trajectory. So the assumption made by these people who believe that window blind forecasting, meaning that they have a general assumption that technology have or technology move on a specific track, and this track has not changed in near future, so they still keep on the same track. Yeah, and it's actually not good in terms of their business, because in many cases uh, uh, they have to up to date their forecasting. What is going to happen in near future, maybe change and so on. So they have to that's the important of forecasting uh, for the future. Okay, next, crisis action. Some people, they only act after problem or crisis arrive. There are many people like this, and also a few of my previous students, they do not work till last minute. Many and it's not good in especially in doing or completing assignment, because uh, when you work at last minute, meaning that you sacrifice the quality of your output, because you have no time to do it properly. You have no time to review, especially review is important when you are doing something, especially like assignment and so on. You need to spare some time to read it again, to review. Of course, there are mistakes. Even I myself, just now, I just uh, found that there's a mistake of spelling. Yeah, sometimes grammatical or spelling as well can happen. So crisis action, people, they like to act only when the problem or crisis arrive. So they said nothing happened. So why should we make forecasting? Okay, next, genius forecasting. Genius forecasting is only a special people with genius thinking or idea. However, uh, this type of genius forecasting is impossible to teach or impossible to replicate, and sometimes it's expensive to learn as well, and allows no review by others. Other people cannot review. It's not considered as a forecasting technique. Sometimes it's also called as prophecy. Have you heard about prophecy? For example, Nostradamus Prophecy, Julius Verne Prophecy. Have you heard about Julius Verne? I'm asking you.
No.
Anybody have heard about Nostradamus, Julius Verne? Have no idea about Nostradamus and Julius Verne.
Yeah, Doctor.
Okay, you can browse on net after this. I try to share with you. Okay, let me stop this one first. Oh, sorry, mistakenly I stopped the video. Never mind. I want to stop this sharing. Okay, stop this sharing and start the video again. Alhamdulillah. Today I use the old version of Webex because I'm not used to the function with the new Webex version, so I reinstall the old version. Yeah. Let me see. This is Julius Verne, and there are also lots of prediction or forecasting or what. Yeah, many people they use Julius Verne. Sorry, this is Nostradamus Prophecy. For example, when you type in Google Nostradamus, it will appear Nostradamus 2021. So some people say that COVID-19 has been predicted by Nostradamus sometime long ago, 17 something, year of 17 something. Yeah? And even according to some people, Nostradamus has predicted that year 2012 is already passed by now. According to some people, they believe that 2012 has been predicted as the end day of the world or judgment day of the world. Yeah, the world will end by the year of 2012. We do not know, but these people they are genius. Some of their prophecy or their prediction has been comment that there are to some extent it's happened, and there was some truth in some of his prediction. Yeah. However, some of them is like the prediction was in general terms, so you can relate to what's happening, what's happened in reality. So some people they trying to support the prophecy of Nostradamus, so they try to relate. They are trying to get some examples of in reality and relate to Nostradamus prophecy or prediction. You can read if you are interested to know. But these types of prophecy or forecasting, uh, in most time, is not replicable, meaning that it cannot be reproduced. Yeah, or other people can learn how to predict, how to use these types of prediction. Yeah, so it cannot pass down to other people. Okay, next example is also we call it genius forecasting. One of the European uh, literature, like Shakespeare is English literature. Julius Verne is European literature. Many is very famous in Europe, not only in Britain or in UK, but all over the Europe. Yeah, has been translated. His book Julius Verne has been translated to many language. Uh, for example, 20,000 League Under the Sea. Yeah. Uh, this is and he is artist. He is an was an artist. So in his book, he also include drawings, and some of his drawings, after some time, is true. It's getting true, and so people considered his prediction was prophecy. Prophecy meaning that also they foresee what's going to happen in the future. Okay, this is one of his book, uh, Journey to the Center of the Earth. Yeah. Those who are studying English literature or European literature, you can find this more or less like novel or story, but the story of the future, yeah, exploration of the future. Uh, Journey to the Moon. Let me see. There are a few famous writing from Julius Verne, and uh, from his book also uh, they come out with movie or film. This is one of the film uh, made based on uh, traveling to the moon by Julius Verne. This is his illustration. Julius Verne illustration of the, we call it Moonlander. Yeah, he put the name Moonlander, and actually this illustration was written uh, in the year of 18 something, 1860 something. This book was published in 1918 something, and in 1969 it's appeared that the first moonlander or Apollo looked like something looked like this. So in certain sense, some people said that his prediction or foresee is true, yeah, by the year of 1969. However, the flag is different. Yeah, you can see, uh, because it's the European. This is the illustration by Julius Verne. His drawing, 1860 something. And it's turned up in 100 years later, 1969, the shape or the Apollo is look like something like this. There is another drawing or illustration by Julius Verne as well. Okay. I'm showing you now. Can you watch the drawing?
Doctor.
I just sharing with you just now. Okay, you are looking at the Google. You if you are you want to know more about you want to know more about this, you can Google and read by yourself. Where is it? Okay, I share with you again. This is Julius Verne, Moonlander. Okay. According to a study, there's four uh, of his prophecy became true, and another four of his prophecy not yet true. I'm searching of his illustration of the moonlander came back from the moon and land on the sea. Yeah, I'm switching now just to show you one of his true illustration. I couldn't find it. In his illustration of the return of the okay, here is the illustration by Julius Verne in 18 something, sorry, 1860 something. Yeah, he predict that the moon lander will return, and according to his prediction, it will land uh, in Atlantic Ocean. And this is the ship come to save the passenger of the moon lander. This is the illustration by Julius Verne. And what's happened in 1969 when moon lander come back and return, it's return in Pacific Ocean. So different place in terms of prediction. Some aspect true and some aspect in the prediction was not true. Yeah, almost true. And also you can see here in the drawing or illustration by Julius Verne, there's a ship. There was a ship. However, in 1969, the ship that came to save the passenger of the moon lander was the engine ship without this smoke. Can you follow? Why? Because of during his time, during the time of Julius Verne, they use steamship. That's why you can see in his illustration, there's a big vessel and also smoke come out of the vessel. Yeah, because they use steamship at that time. And in 1969, the ship used to save the passenger of Moonlander was not a steamship. It's a petrol engine ship. So they don't have this big vessel and also the smoke. Some aspect is true, some aspect was not true. This is Julius Verne prediction, and he include this drawing in Moonlander books by Julius. But you can, if you are interested, you can browse more in Google. What I'm trying to share with you, this type of forecasting, we call it genius forecasting. Only a few people can do it, and it's not replicate, not reproducible. So other people cannot have benefits on this type of forecasting. Okay, next. What is technology forecasting? Yeah, forecast simply means estimate or calculate in advance, or you foresee what is going to happen in near future. So forecasting simply means a prediction of likely future states. What's going to happen in near future? For example, tomorrow, like weather forecast. However, it should be derived by systematic and reproducible methods. This is a specific definition for forecasting, including weather forecasting. In weather forecasting, they use a specific and systematic techniques or methods that can be used by other people or reproducible. Yeah, they measure the temperature, degree of the temperature of the cloud and so on, so they can predict whether it's going to rain or not to rain, the sunny day or whatever going to happen tomorrow and also for this week. That's forecasting. Something systematic, can be learned by other people, reproducible. Not like genius forecasting, only a few. or sometimes also we as Muslim we know as what we call it as firasat. Yeah, ittaqu firasat al-mu'min. There's one hadith. Be afraid of uh, firasat al-mu'min. Yeah? The what we call it firasat is more like insights of mu'min. Why? Because in that hadith said that they see with the light of Allah. Yeah. For example, during the time of Omar, when he's still he's giving sermon, khutbah, yeah, on the mimbar, and at the same time he said to the people, guard Madinah, to protect Madinah, to guard Madinah. Why? Because enemy was approaching at that time, so he can foresee or have insight what's happening. Yeah. So he asked the people of Madinah to guard, yeah, the frontier of Madinah, and also during the time of Khalifa Osman Affan also there are a few of firasat. Yeah. When some people come to join his meeting, or shura, they call it at that time shura, to join his shura, he asks a few of them to leave that shura or that meeting, because he can foresee, he can see, yeah, that this guy has committed sins. He do not want to include those who commit sin to come to his meeting or his shura. So he said, I can see sins that you have done on your forehead or on your face. That's only happened to a few peoples, or it's we call it, it's given by Allah or by God. Yeah, and you can use the term of Allah now. Yeah, even you have a different belief other than Islam. Yeah, you are Christian, you can use the terminology of Allah. So it's this type of we call it in Islam, we call it firasat. Yeah, firasat. These people can foresee many things, and some of them they also make prediction. Like some people have already made prediction before the downfall of Soviet Union, and some Sufism people, they said it Red Army. Red Army refer to Soviet Union. Yeah. Has been predicted earlier before 1989, the downfall of Soviet Union. Okay. We have a few more minutes. Yeah. According to the academics, we have textbooks and other books as well, Martino. Our textbook is Potter. You can refer the reference in course information. Technological forecasting can be defined as anticipation of the character, intensity, and timing of changes in technology. Anticipation means preparation for the future. You anticipate, you already prepare yourself for the future character, intensity, and timing of changes, some changes in near future. For example, you know what is going to happen next year, in technological change. So you yourself already make the preparation. That means in anticipation. A prediction of the future characteristic of useful machine, procedure, and techniques. This is by Martino. He said that what is going to happen in the future characteristic of useful machine, procedure, techniques, and so on. That's academic definition. Commonly forecast attributes. What is normally forecast in technology forecasting? First, technical performance. Yeah, for example, smartphones. What's going to happen in near future of the capability of your smartphone? For example, the processor, yeah, or your laptop. Yeah, we have one of the latest version. We have i7. Yeah, i7 processor, Pentium processor, or just past i5 processor. So what's going to be, or when they are going to market a better one, a new one? So this is technical performance of the camera, of the processor, interface, and so on. And then rate of replacement, substitution. Yeah. So I did mention just now, i5 processor has been replaced by i7. So if you want to buy a better one, now you have to buy i7 processor instead of if you want to buy a new one, a better one. So has been substitutes. And market penetration in terms of quantity, market share, or diffusion of the selling diffusion or bias. Yeah? For example, nowadays, compared to 10 years ago, or a few years ago, we can see that now we can see that iPhones dominate the market, whereas previously Korean smartphone dominate the Malaysian market. Yeah, that's market penetration, diffusion, or what's happened in the market in terms of diffusion dynamic. And next, likelihood or timing of some event, such as scientific findings. Is there any new findings of something or new technology? Determination of opportunity or needs, maybe new needs, such as even though we have a better battery technology now, yeah, it's longer lasting and it's just a short time of recharging. However, people still want better technology power. Yeah? In terms of battery, they want to have, now we have 55 mega ampere, 55k mega ampere, previously 30k mega ampere, but people demand more. Why? Because of multitasking, multi-application, and so on. And some application, they need more power and more speedy in terms of processing, processor, and so on. Demonstration of laboratory feasibility, operating full-scale prototype, or some prediction or likelihood of timing some event. When they want to launch, we can see prototype, but when the market introduction. In automotive industry as well, sometimes producer already have a prototype, so they put on the market, but we do not know when they want to launch. They place the booking and so on. Commercial introduction. Sorry. Okay. Commercial introduction. or operational use, when it going to introduce in the market, or when it's going to be used with this spread adoption. So we should predict. I suppose that you already come up with the technology life cycle, the bell-shaped technology or product life cycle. Yeah, at the beginning and when it's ascending. Yeah, the sales goes up and then saturated and descending when the sales goes down. We call it diffusion dynamic, or with the spread adoption. People adopt the technology. Achievement of certain level of technical performance. Yeah, what your technology can do in terms of performance. For example, like battery technology. Previously, they use nickel cadmium, and then they changed to lithium cadmium, and then they have a better battery technology. So in terms of technical performance, it's longer lasting now. Whereas the early generation of battery technology, you have to recharge your phone or mobile phone every hour, and it's not long lasting. After use for just 1 hour, you need to recharge the battery. That's nickel cadmium technical performance, and also in other performance. Proliferation and diffusion to other use, effect on societal behavior and significant involvement in the economy. So how the impact or effect to other sector in society and also in economy. Yeah, because normally it's have spillover effect, we call it. Yeah, spillover. We have one product or one technology, and it's also affect the way of people doing work, or the way of people think. We call it people think. Like when they introduce a computer, previously they start introducing mainframe, so it's affect the way company work. And then PC, it changed the people work in the society, because PC purposely for private user, personal using. So it changed, and they start introducing many application in PC, also in laptop, and now we have smartphone. Also, we can Google, and so many application. Yeah. For example, like money. Previously, we pay in cash, and at one time, credit card was famous, especially in Europe, in US. Though it's still people still use credit card, but it's changed now. Mostly because the cost of using credit card much expensive compared to internet banking, for example, PayPal, like in most Chinese and China transaction, Hong Kong, Taiwan, Korea as well, they use Alipay. Yeah. And we have PayPal you can easily go to 7-Eleven for transaction instead of having cash. Or for example, like we have flight booking, it's much cheaper, or hotel booking, much cheaper using PayPal. You can pay online transaction, banking, yeah, online banking, for example. Yeah. Compared to you use credit card, or instead of credit card, some people change to debit card. It's also consume your money. Yeah. For example, for hotel booking, it will take up more than 40 ringgit per transaction. Just imagine, for example, like your hotel, is 150 per night, you have to pay about 200, yeah, including the fee and so on. So better to use. So this is the change or the effect of on society, the way people work, the way people do things, and also the thinking, and also the economy in terms of money returned to the bank and so on have changed. Okay. Simply, this is the techno-economic framework. I will talk again this framework next week. Yeah. This is the what's we call it can be simplified from these attributes: technical, performance, replacements, market penetration, or diffusion dynamic, and many others attributes, or what has been forecast or normally forecast in technological forecasting can be simplified in this diagram by this what we call it alphabet. Yeah, tau is a Greek alphabet for capital T. If you refer to Greek alphabet like alpha, beta in mathematics, we know alpha, beta, lambda, sigma, and so on. Six sigma, for example. So tau represent technologies. Yeah, so we normally people or companies or corporate, they predict or they forecast technology. And next, T represent technical attributes and performance. Yeah, the performance or technical attributes of your smartphone, for example. And this is lambda. Yeah, can you recall? For those who took additional mathematics, this is vector, where or when lambda equal to, yeah, what vector means? Yeah, we have a few more minutes. Quick answer. Come on. Anybody who recall additional mathematics? One of the quite difficult topic was,
I think Dr. Vector indicates the direction. Anything?
yes, and also measuring distance.
Yeah, distance and with direction.
Yes, yes. Who is answering?
Doctor, I'm Sabah.
You are Sabah from Bangladesh. Okay, I know you,
Yes.
Sabah, from now. Okay, when lambda t equal to 0, we'll come back to this. Okay, next, utility or benefits or customer satisfaction. Yeah, sometimes customer do not know even the what technology used in your phone, in your camera. We know that the capability, like my camera, now more than 20 megapixels. They say it's Sony technology. Even I do not know whether it's true or not. This is in Oppo, Chinese technology. Of course, what I'm enjoying or satisfying with this one compared to my previous one. Yeah, 20 megapixel is very sharp. Yeah. I can snap a picture from a distance, quite far distance. Even I cannot read what is written on a fridge. For example, when I was in trying to buy want to buy this this phone, but you can zoom and it's really sharp. I can read. Yeah, so that's utility. Yeah, benefits to the customer. What kind of benefits or utilities and enjoyed by customer? And then diffusion dynamics, buyer over time. How many buyers? Yeah, after 1 year, and also sales. and also seller, agent. We can see now agent or distributor of smartphone in many shopping complex or supermarkets. Yeah, they have established the agent or the selling distributor. And next, economic attributes or economic returns, including profit, market share, market size, and so on. Okay, and this is investment. Also, we want to focus other company investment or competitors investment. What happens in their study, in where they put their money more, for example. Yeah, in technology, in technical performance. So it's also we can read something with a better economic return. If we have more money, we can spend that money in investment of new technology or emerging technology, emerging technical attribute or functions. So we will have a better utilities for users, better sales figure, and also better return. Okay. And okay, just to conclude, there are a few techniques, and we will cover some of this technique, including monitoring or environmental scanning, trend extrapolation, trend analysis, expert opinion, Delphi, modeling and simulation scenarios, and a few others in our next few weeks, inshallah. And you have to start doing your assignment, individual assignment number 1, which cover brief study of these techniques. You have to write something and submit by next 2 weeks about monitoring, trend, expert, modeling, just a brief assignment within 10 page about all this technique. You have to read the instruction in the assignment. Okay, last slide. Will it come true? Whether it come true or not does not so important. Yeah, like some people believe that, okay, for example, you prepare for a rainy day based on the weather forecast. Today is going to rain. Like in our proverb, we say, sediakan payung sebelum hujan. So you prepare the umbrella before the rainy. You bring along a big umbrella, but it's happened that it's a sunny day. So does it present that forecasting is not good, not useful? No. Yeah. What more important, the goodness of a forecast lies in its utility or benefits for making better decision, and not in whether it eventually comes true. Yeah, otherwise, you do nothing, wait and see. Okay, we stop here and start doing your individual assignment, because after that, we are next week, inshallah, we are going to look into group project phase 1. And I'm supposed that by this week, every student should have or should include in a group. You should have formed. You must have a group member by this week. So next week we'll start a group assignment. Okay, see you again next week. And if you have any question, just share or ask in this WhatsApp group.
Doctor?
Doctor?
Yeah, for the individual assignment, we need to choose some techniques or elaborate all.
No. Just a brief concept. At least you know what it is. What is about monitoring, expert opinion. What is all about Delphi techniques. How is it advantage and disadvantage?
Oh, so
Because
we
all these techniques, they have limitation. Some
So
of
we need
them.
to do all the techniques.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, doctor.
What you need to do is just online searching. Yeah. Maybe one page for each. Just a brief explanation or elaboration of the techniques, advantage, disadvantage, assumption. If you some of them they need assumption. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Purpose is to give you some idea of what forecasting techniques is all about. Of course, I'm going to give lecture about all those techniques, and inshallah we're going to do the exercise and so on. But to start uh, by having some idea, so you search yourself, yeah, to get some brief idea. That much better than so. When I start giving you lecture on that topic on the techniques, so you already get some picture of what it's all about. Yeah? Like trend extrapolation. What is meant by extrapolating? Okay, we stop here. Inshallah, we continue next week. Inshallah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullah.
Doctor,
Yes.
Doctor, I wanted to ask, how many members in a group, Doctor?
2 to 5.
Okay, Doctor. Thank you.
A maximum is 5. Okay, thank you.
Doctor.
Thank you, doctor.
Okay.
How about the attendance?
I'm writing now.
Okay.